So buildings in the US really account for 40% of the carbon emissions in the US, and 30% of those emissions come from direct combustion of fossil fuels for heating and other building uses. Around the US, states, cities, and utilities are already moving to make sure that we're getting electricity from clean, carbon neutral sources, which means that over time, the building carbon emissions will be overwhelmingly from on-site fossil fuel combustion. So the solution to this is to start electrifying all building systems and take advantage of the increasingly low carbon electricity from the grid. And that's exactly what we did with our Alameda office building. So to tell you a little bit more about the office building, it is currently under construction. It is a 220,000 square foot all electric office building. And the way we made it all electric is that for heating and cooling of the building, we're using a high efficiency VRF, or a variable refrigerant flow system, which uses heat pump technology to provide heating and cooling to all spaces in the building. And then for domestic hot water of the building, specifically in the kitchen, which is the largest hot water use in the building, we're using a heat pump to provide the hot water to that building. And heat pumps are really great solution for electric buildings because they are 3 to 4 times more efficient than the typical natural gas boiler alternative that's usually provided in buildings. So other domestic hot water systems in the building are being provided by point of use electric resistance hot water heaters. So those are less efficient than heat pumps. However, we provide hot water at the source. So we're reducing all energy losses from recirculation. And finally, probably the most overlooked source of natural gas in buildings is cooking. So this building uses induction stovetops, which is safer, faster, more efficient, and more precise than natural gas cooking. It also removes emissions from natural gas cooking, which is the largest source of indoor air pollution in buildings and is very unhealthy for humans. So all of these energy efficiency measures that I just talked about, in addition to all the electric equipment, results in a 35% energy savings for the building. And that's compared to an industry baseline standard of ASHRAE 90.1. As I discussed, the building's all electric, but to make sure it has fully decarbonized operation, we have to make sure that all of the electricity sourced to the building is fully decarbonized electricity. So to start out with, this building, about 50% of the energy use is going to be covered from on-site solar. So that's covering the roof and some of the parking canopies. And then the rest of the building electricity is coming from Alameda Municipal Power, which is the local municipal utility. And as of 2020, Alameda Municipal Power provides 100% carbon-free energy to all of its customers. So this means that since our building is all electric, there's no on-site fossil fuel combustion, and all of the electricity to the building is sourced from carbon-free sources. This means that we have fully decarbonized building operation. And you must be wondering, this project probably costs so much more than the average building, but the really important thing to note about this is that this building was constructed with very comparable costs to similar developer-led buildings in the area, which really demonstrates to us that decarbonization is possible today, and it's also possible in a cost-effective manner. I think it's very important for us to continue taking steps on all of our building projects to reduce and eliminate carbon emissions.